You think about it all the time. The life you could have. The version of you that wakes up early, stays consistent, actually follows through. You imagine it so clearly. The success, the respect, the freedom. But then, nothing happens. Days pass, weeks pass, and somehow you're still exactly where you were. Not because you don't want it, but because you can't seem to move. And that's the part no one talks about. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes when I feel ready. You open your phone, scroll for a bit, just to relax. Then suddenly, it's been hours, and now it feels too late to start anything meaningful. So you promise yourself again, tomorrow will be different. But deep down, you're starting to lose trust in your own words. Here's what most people don't understand. This isn't laziness. If it was, you wouldn't feel this guilty. You wouldn't sit there at night replaying everything you could have done. You wouldn't feel that quiet frustration building inside you. This is something deeper, something more psychological. Because people who dream big, but do nothing, aren't actually unmotivated. They're overwhelmed. Think about it. Your dreams aren't small. They're big, detailed, almost cinematic. You don't just want a better life. You want a completely different one. And that's where the problem begins. Because your brain doesn't see a dream. It sees a mountain, a huge gap between who you are and who you want to be. And instead of taking one small step, it freezes. Pause for a second. Be honest with yourself. When you think about your goals, do you feel excited? Or do you feel a quiet pressure in your chest? That slight anxiety, like you should be doing something, but you don't even know where to start. That feeling? It's not lack of discipline. It's fear. But not the obvious kind. It's not fear of failure. It's fear of facing yourself. Because the moment you start, it becomes real. No more imagining. No more one day. Now it's effort. Now it's consistency. Now it's the possibility that you might try and still not get what you want. And your mind hates that uncertainty. So it protects you by keeping everything in your head. Here's the strange part. Dreaming feels productive. Planning feels productive. Thinking about your future gives you a small hit of satisfaction, almost like you've already taken action. But you haven't. And your brain gets comfortable in that illusion, because imagining success is safe. Actually chasing it is not. Let me give you a real-life example. You decide you want to start something. Maybe a YouTube channel. Maybe a business. Maybe improving yourself. You watch videos. You learn strategies. You visualize the outcome. For a moment, you feel powerful, like you're already on your way. But when it's time to actually begin, you hesitate. What if it's not perfect? What if people judge me? What if I fail? So you delay. Not forever, just for today. But that today quietly repeats itself again and again. And slowly, a dangerous pattern forms. You become someone who thinks a lot, but acts very little. Not because you're incapable, but because your mind has learned to avoid discomfort. Pause again. Look at your life right now. Not your plans, not your ideas, your actual actions. Do they reflect the person you want to become, or just the person you're comfortable being? This is where most people get stuck. They believe they need more motivation, more inspiration, another video, another plan, but that's not what's missing. What's missing is a smaller starting point, because big dreams create pressure, and pressure creates avoidance, but small actions create movement. Here's the shift no one tells you. You don't need to feel ready. You need to feel willing. Willing to start badly. Willing to be inconsistent at first. Willing to face the uncomfortable version of yourself. Because action doesn't come from confidence. Confidence comes from action. The truth is, Your dream life isn't built in big, perfect moments. It's built in quiet, boring, almost invisible steps. The kind no one applauds. The kind that don't feel impressive. But they matter, more than anything. And there's something else. Something a bit uncomfortable. Sometimes, people who dream big but do nothing aren't just afraid of failing. They're afraid of succeeding and not recognizing themselves anymore. Because change means letting go of the familiar version of you, even if that version is stuck, even if that version is frustrated. It's still familiar, and your mind clings to that. So you stay in between, not fully chasing your dreams, but not fully giving up on them either. Just existing in the gap, hoping something will change. But nothing changes until you do something differently. Not everything, just one thing. Right now, there's probably something small you've been avoiding. A message you need to send. A task you've been delaying. A first step you keep overthinking. Don't plan it. Don't perfect it. Just start. Even if it feels pointless. Even if it feels too small to matter. Because that's how momentum begins. And once you move, even slightly, you break the pattern. You're not lazy. You're not incapable. You're just stuck in a loop your mind created to protect you. But you don't need protection anymore. You need movement. And maybe the life you keep imagining isn't waiting for you to be ready. It's waiting for you to finally begin.